Hello, everybody. Good morning. Just in my chair. You can bet, just by the title of this video, that it will be taken down by YouTube. Hey, Trey, thank you so much for joining in. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, although I am going to open it up to open discussion. I will open it up to silver, gold, and basically what anybody else wants to talk about. I always like starting these live chats with a main subject. And that main subject is going to be about the fake news media outlets. Now, you can rest assured that this video will be taken down solely on the title itself. As soon as YouTube and its algorithms detect the title, they will take it down. And but I think it's well worth it. I also think, so I don't get a mark against me and don't get my entire channel taken down, I think once this live chat ends. See, live chats, I don't think people know. Live chats will then be uploaded to your video library so other people can watch it later on. I think after this live chat ends, I'll probably end up deleting the video. I don't want to risk getting my channel taken down over one lousy video, but it is something important I wanted to discuss. And again, that is the mainstream news media outlets. I'm going to wait a minute or two until the room fills up a little bit more. I appreciate it all of you. If you just give me a thumbs up, it's not asking for too much, is it? I really would appreciate it. There's something like 22 people in the room. Yeah, it's legalized propaganda. That should be my subtitle for this video. So Trey's Treasures, WW, Brian Park, Robert Beaver, Alan Miller, Doug Larrabee, EK, FN Based, Cruz Pico. Good morning. Thank you for joining in. I'm not, man, do you ever wake up and your eyeballs are just as a little foggy? Ben G, sipping on a great cup of Pete's coffee, ready to talk silver. Yes, we are going to talk silver. We're going to talk about a main subject matter first. We're going to talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about. I'm going to start these live chats in the future differently. The first 5-10 minutes, I'm going to talk about an important topic, and then I'll open up the conversations to whatever you guys want to talk about. When I do this, I'm looking at the chat window. Anyway, today's topic is about the fake news media outlets and the fact that they are distributing lies. They're flat out lies. These lies are purposeful and is their new business model. They're not even going off of, nor do they really care about ratings anymore. It is, in their opinion, war. And in my opinion, and in our opinion, the news media outlets are waging war on the people of the United States using lies. They use lies in the form of anonymous reporting and various words that imply anonymous. So the word op-ed, what does that mean? It is an opinion editorial, op-ed, opinion editorial. Yet, even with the opinion editorials, excuse me, they're not coming out with the true author is. Why would you need to protect an opinion editorial by giving it the title anonymous source. Think about that. Opinion based on an anonymous source. Here is the opinion: Trump is the devil and all conservatives are nutjob conspiracy theories. This article is based on an anonymous source. Everything now is based on an anonymous source. 18 deaths were the approximate total in the Puerto Rican hurricane. Yet the news media outlets came up with 3,000. Part of the news, the true news, was that anybody died slightly before or slightly after was added to that tally, regardless of whether it was a heart attack or old age. They just blamed Trump and added it to the 18 death toll. The news media outlets, I'm 55 years old. Back in the day, in the 70s and the 80s, the news media outlets used to question details. Now they're just passing off that 3,000 victims as propaganda. If I was a reporter, I would look at the news source and say, give me the list of those 3,000 people, their names, please, and start researching them, seeing where they died, how they died, and whatnot. Again, most news media outlets now are just not even reporting things themselves. They're no longer investigating news. They're just getting any kind of propaganda, like a sticky noodle, and throwing it on the wall and seeing if it sticks. And the dumbed down people who get their entire education from CNN believe this. They believe all these stories. They believe, they've been taught that if it comes off of a television screen, it is gospel, it is true, it is beyond reproach. Folks, be aware of the word reported by an anonymous source, or any other word similar, any other adjective similar to anonymous. They used to say we have to protect the news source because that person, could lose their life, or, we're just protecting our news source. But the fact of the matter is, they're no longer protecting the news source. In an essence, what they're doing is they're preventing you from investigating that news source. So when it's reported by an anonymous source, I cannot go and question them. They're protecting the source because sometimes there is no anonymous source. The news article is literally made up in a different office in CNN or MSLSD, and they just pull it out here. Or I made up something, it's a fictional story, we'll just call it by anonymous source. Or they just don't want people to do any investigating on the information that is being passed to us. So I just wanted to talk about that really quick. Every time I'm listening to the news now, whether it's going to or fro work or wherever I'm going, I'm listening to bullcrap news a lot of the times. And a lot of it is reported by an anonymous source, an unknown source. Why would you repeat something from an unknown person, an unknown source? You wouldn't do that in your everyday life, would you? I don't think so, but yet the news media does. And the dumbed down society believes it. By the way, I gave myself a haircut this morning. Not a bad job. Anyway, and what I mean by news media outlets, I mean them all. Newspapers, magazines, the news stations on televisions, Late night talk shows are also news media outlets. They just regurgitate what they hear. And we are, as Dad Kensley says, an age of deception. And you need to be smarter. You need to be wiser than everybody. You don't go to work and listen to gossip as though it was gossipful, do you? What they're doing now is they're passing off gossip. They're not, and not only gossip, just stories, fictional stories made moments before the broadcast about people to disenfranchise voters, to manipulate their minds, to control their voting patterns and their thought processes. And they're just saying, "Oh, this is reported by anonymous source," and we need to, we need to protect the identity of this op-ed. You know what I mean? This person might lose their lives over this opinion editorial. Come on, folks, you're being lied to. They call it anonymous, so you can't question them. You can't research and really dig up the truth. That is why it is called anonymous sources or unknown sources or protected sources. It's not because they're working in the White House or the Pentagon and we want to protect them because they might lose their jobs. For freaking crying out loud, you're reporting from the Oval Office, you're leaking information, and CNN's trying to protect their jobs using the term anonymous sources or the Washington Post or the New York Post. No, what you're doing is you're preventing us from doing our research. Anyway, folks, I'd like to open this chat window up to everybody. I've been ignoring the comments. This video is brought to you by the American Silver Eagle. Buy some, get some, stack some. How you folks doing out there? Let me take a sip. By the way, this is that health drink I made a video on a couple of months ago. It's primarily almond milk, coconut milk also. It has cacao powder, raw cacao powder in here, some stevia, and what else? It has some mushroom coffee in here as well. And it tastes just like chocolate milk. Anyway, good morning, folks. I'm sorry about my rant about the news media outlets. It is one of my biggest pet peeves, the news media outlets. I can take you walking up to me and insulting me. I can deal with that. I can even respect you coming up to my face and just telling me your disagreement with me. But when you go around my back and you gossip like a little freaking old lady, you lie like the news media outlets, I have no respect for you. And that's how I feel the news media outlets are doing to us. I think the news media outlets were once a good, independent necessity. We're talking about the 70s and the 80s. Obviously, I'd say 60s, 50s, and 40s, but I wasn't around back then. They become a tool. They've been weaponized against us. Not only that, our communications, our ways of communicating with one another, Google, Facebook, Twitter, shall I go on, YouTube, have been taken over by the shadow government. They are manipulating searches. They are manipulating the minds. They are changing the future just with their search results. Imagine that, to manipulate the future. It sounds like a science fiction movie. I hope one day it comes to an end, but then maybe again, maybe we can do something about it. Maybe stop using Google, maybe use DuckDuckGo or another search engine, and just be aware. I know everybody says, you need to stop watching the news. No, you can't stop watching the news, because the news, although it is a bunch of propaganda and lies, if you're awake and in tune to it, it's still very informative, because if they say one thing, to do the other. So what I do is I still listen to the false news, the false propaganda, because it still does steer me in the other direction. And the other direction is normally the correct direction. EK in the house, limited knowledge. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You talking to me? I'm talking to you. Jay-Z in the house, unbolstered. I picked up 5 1-ounce silver bars. Tools of the deep state, absolutely. We are, and Alex Jones said it right, we're in an information war. We are in an information war. And our schools are also involved in this information war. They teach our kids one-word slogans. These stupid kids go out in the streets and they protest. Racist, racist, homophobe, homophobe, or the dozens of other words. You go up there and politely talk to them and want to ask them what is so racist, what's going on. They're not taught anything beyond those words. They're only taught to recite those words with nothing behind those words. That's why when you say, hey, I just want to learn, I want to become an idiot liberal like you. Can you tell me what is so horrible about Trump? He's a racist. Well, I want to be like you. I want to be an idiot liberal. Can you tell me what he did, what was so racist? And they go, and they walk away. You're being threatening to me. And then they walk away, because they're only taught to recite the keywords, the adjectives, and no meaning behind what they're taught to recite during these protests. I'm gonna admit something to you. I've been married for since 2001. My wife and my wife will tell you she's never been persecuted because she's a woman. Okay, I've never been myself attacked. All these things they claim, the news tells us. Never. Yet these people, oh yeah, inequality. I've been treated inequality. Yeah, there was this time because I'm this color, I was treated differently. Hell, man, life is like that. We're all being treated indifferently. But folks, continue to watch the news. I'll end this rant now. Continue to watch the news. Know it for what it is and use it to your advantage. Do not boycott the news. That's right. Absolutely. I got my porn here, my silver porn. You know it. You know it. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus. I need to do a full silver video. I need to lay out all my silver, not all of it, and do some, and do a nice silver video one of these days. But I'm done with my rant. I am. I thank you all for listening. Just remember that word, anonymous source. It's not to protect the source. It's to prevent you or other news media outlets from doing any true investigative reports. It's to protect the source from reproach, from investigation, to detect their full-blown lies. Johnny Boy Crypto in the house. Thank you so much, Limited Knowledge. If you don't know QAnon yet, check QMAP. I've heard some good news. First of all, I heard some good news I'd like to share about silver, folks. So listen up. Listen up. And this is not fake news. There's a YouTube channel, Road to Ruta. Talks a lot about silver and cryptos. Last night's video was about silver prices. It also was talking about how JP Morgan Chase Bank is now going long on silver. That means their bet is that silver prices are going to go up. That's what JP Morgan is betting. JP Morgan don't make no investment mistakes. You and I might not like them. We might find them to be corrupt as all hell. But if they say the price of this is going up, you can bet your ass that the price of this is going up. The Road to Ruta. He's speculating that an ounce of silver will be somewhere near $1,000. Let's just say he's wrong and it's only $500. I'm not talking it's going to go to $1,000 tomorrow or next week. Check out the video. Listen to the man's logic. Can you imagine if you had 1,000 ounces, let's just say, how much money you would have in your house? Real money? This man, this gentleman, Bix Weir is his name. His channel is The Road to Ruta. Go check out that video. I urge you all, and I think this video in itself should motivate you to start stacking silver again or stack more. My goals are totally changed. Once I heard and saw, he pulled out a government report and then showed it on the screen. My motivations totally changed last night about stacking silver. I got to get more silver and I got to get it quick. I have some new goals. I would like to get at a minimum, another 500 ounces on top of what I got. Bix Weir is pro gold, pro silver, pro cryptocurrency. He believes in Bitcoin and Litecoin. River City Movers, remember silver will go to $500 an ounce, but a loaf of bread will be $100. Not my loaves of bread. I make my own bread. I'm about to make a loaf of bread in the next 20 minutes, half an hour. Whole wheat bread, honey whole wheat. I'll make it for about 15 cents a loaf with no freaking poisonous chemicals. Johnny Simini in the house. If you look at the Debt Clock site, it has a box that says $600 per ounce of silver. Not sure what that's meaning. So everybody go and take a look at this Debt Clock and look at the box that says $600 per ounce of silver. Maybe somebody can decipher that. But even at $500 or $600 an ounce, we're rich. Most of us have freaking got. Can you imagine if every ounce of silver we got was $500? That's not counting the gold that some of us folks have. Because you know once silver jumps to $500, you know gold is going to also shoot up. American Super Tramp in the house. Bix Weir has been wrong on everything he has ever said. Okay. Can you give us some examples? Or are you an anonymous source? And nobody, by the way, That statement is actually partially true. Is anybody always 100% correct, folks? But I'll tell you what, I'll trust Bix Weir over CNN. I'm pointing to the television. I'll trust it over NSLSD or ABC or CBS or any of those damn three-letter acronyms. Stiff Stackler, the Stackmeister, actually uses Litecoin. I wish I had more Litecoin. Stiff Stackler, I'm just curious. Did you get your name from that movie, American Pie? That movie was freaking outrageous. When he was on the kitchen table humping that warm American pie, and then like his mom or dad walked in on him because he heard rumors that a woman felt like a warm pie. So he, in his virgin mind, got out his mom's home-baked American-made warm apple pie, and he put it on the table, and then he got on top of it and started humping it. If you guys haven't seen the original American Pie movie, oh my God. You ever laugh so hard where a rib, you think you busted a rib? Oh my God. Octoman in the house. Tell you what, if silver went to 500 bucks, I pack up all my shit, excuse my language, move to Florida, and buy me a beautiful freaking boat and live on it. I'm talking a yacht. I'm talking like a small yacht, not some extravagant yacht but I would definitely buy like a Viking fishing boat. If you guys never seen what a Viking fishing boat looks like, check one out. They have big ones, but I would get their small one. Even their small one is $1 million, but it's I think 80 feet long. And inside this Viking boat, it's nicer than most homes. Yes, the character is based off the American Pie character. Did not check out Platinum. No, I did not. Hit the like button, please. Thank you, EK, for reminding me. I got 80 people in the room and only 25 likes. I must not be doing a very good job today. But even if you don't like me, go ahead and hit that down button. I appreciate it. Hola, Alejandra. OctoPC. That's true. That's a correct statement. It's about the purchasing power. And that's why I'm 100% government. Notice I said government mandated. That is why I am 100% against government mandated minimum wage increases, because it does nothing for the people who are making minimum wage. It doesn't. I do not agree with a government coming in and saying, and unanimously, everybody needs to raise their minimum wage. It does nothing. It actually does more for the government themselves who are demanding it than it does for the people who make minimum wage. How is that, overtaxed taxpayer? Well, don't forget, taxes are based on a percentage. Taxes are based on a percentage of your paycheck. If the government can somehow raise your paycheck, they actually collect more taxes in dollars. But it does not help you, the person who is receiving that increase of minimum wage. Why, you ask? Because everybody else has got it. It is not based on merit. And when everybody else has got it, guess what? All cost of doing business. Key word is all cost. 2 words. All cost of doing business that goes from the electricity, the AC, the carpeting, the toilets, the free coffee, everything in that business, including your pay, is passed on to the products they sell. Now, you got a raise, you get that paycheck, you go to the store, and boom, everything is more expensive. You're still only able to buy the same amount of products with a larger paycheck. Your purchasing power did not increase. See, let's say before the minimum wage increase, you were able to buy 10 products. Boom, boom, 10. After the minimum wage increase, you got more digits on that check, but you go to the store and you're still only able to buy 10 products. Why? Because the businesses pass down the cost of business onto the products they sell. And that is you, the consumer. Who does it really hurt? So you got somebody who makes above minimum wage. Let's say they make $20 an hour. They're able to buy 20 products with their paycheck. Mandatory minimum wage increase kicks in. That person making $20 who used to go and buy 20 items, I'm gonna go spend my paycheck, goes to the store and they're only able to buy 18 products because their purchasing power went down because everybody's price increased. They didn't get a minimum wage increase or any type of adjustment. So what I'm trying to say is mandated minimum increases do not help the people who are receiving minimum wage. They hurt the people who are making above minimum wage. And it appears from my perspective, the government makes out better than both minimum wage people and above minimum wage people by collecting more taxes. Why is it always about what one can buy? Because your time is worth money. The work you put into it. You think you go to work, what? To go to work? No, you go to work to sustain your life and your family's life. How do you sustain your life and your family's life as efficiently as possible? That is the ability to buy needs, buy food, as efficiently as possible. What do I mean by buying food and necessities as efficiently as possible? To get the most out of the least amount of work. That is why it's about what one can buy. Hello, Stack and Silver. Spending money. Nobody got rich by spending money. That's exactly right. I'm going to agree with you there, but we have to spend money. We have to put food in our mouths, right? We have to fix the roof or whatever decays around us in our home. You have no choice but to spend money. But if you can do it as efficiently as possible, you'll have enough left over to buy silver, to put into savings and get rich someday. The key is to do it as efficiently as possible. Johnny K, I agree with you. Minimum wage jobs were never meant to be permanent. They were just used as a stepping stone, used for the time that you would take to get an education for the next step in your career. Now people are just happy to have any job, and that could be a minimum wage job, unfortunately. They used to be, back when I was a kid, utilized by just teenagers. Now they're being used to sustain families, and they were never meant to sustain families. Mortgages, cars, medical bills, insurances, cell phones, they were never meant, nor are they still meant to sustain that type of lifestyle, folks. So then you have people going into those fields out of desperation. then bitching about the pay that they're receiving. American Supertramp, like when Walmart raised their pay, they went to self-checkouts. That's exactly right. My Walmart here, unfortunately, it is the cheapest place to grocery shop. They have a square section. And within that square section, I think there's something like 10 self-checkout registers. Yet their entire line of what is supposed to be manned registers are completely shut down all the time, with the exception of one. I've said this in many past videos. All cost of doing businesses, all cost, down to the striping in the parking lot, is passed down to the consumer through the cost of the products that they sell. They will do everything to mitigate those costs, everything, which includes laying off workers, turning some full-time workers to part-time workers, automation. They will do one or a combination of that. Along that will come increased prices, artificial intelligence, or again, I'll say it again, a combination of one or all of them. And then they'll then move out of the city or state to a foreign country and then sell those products back to you after they done laid you off because they could not afford to do business in your location. Don't you like how that works? All cost of doing business is passed down to the consumer. And that includes taxes. And I would like to talk about taxes because that's part of my name, overtaxed taxpayer. I know a little bit about it. You get politicians who get up to the pulpit and they preach to you all. The rich man's the evil man, and we need to make sure he pays their fair share. These politicians know what I know. All cost of business is passed down to the consumer. You and I. They know it. But many people do not know that. They don't know that business model. They preach to these idiot voters, and these idiot voters vote to raise the taxes on the evil rich business owners. Yeah, we're gonna stick it to the rich people. We're gonna raise their prices. We're gonna just make sure they pay, raise their taxes, and more regulations and more this and more of that. Yeah, go liberalism. Yay. Walmart and all the corporations just sit back and keep quiet. Taxes are increased. Business owners now have to pay more taxes. But there's something that those liberal voters didn't know. All cost of business are passed down to back onto them. What they're doing is they're talking people into voting for their own tax increase. I promise I can't raise taxes out of their paycheck. But I know how to raise their taxes. Get them envious of the rich man. Get them envious of the corporations. Get them to vote for a tax increase on the corporations. Corporations get a tax increase. They pass down the price to the idiots who go and buy their products. We're the ones who will actually pay for a corporate tax increase. They keep talking these idiots into voting for tax increases on corporations. I'll say this once. You know, I sometimes do get a little jealous when somebody next to me is driving and they're driving a sweet old Porsche. I'll admit it, you know, or somebody has a nice fishing boat or some nice toys. I'll admit it, I get a little envious. I don't hate them, but I do get a little envious. And I think that's human nature, and the politicians play upon that. But I don't hate rich people. Try getting a job from a poor person. They're training us to hate rich people. Try getting a job from a poor person. See how that works out for you. Boy, I'm doing a lot of ranting today. It must be my new meds. Conservative Mexican. Dude, I haven't seen you in a long time. Everybody say hello to the Conservative Mexican. I'd like to do a YouTube shout out to his channel. Brother is doing very good for himself. He lives in California and he's battling California liberalism. Try to buy products from mom and pop style stores in your local town. It's hard. I'll agree with that. It's definitely hard. But that's because of the Walmarts. It's a double-edged sword. It really is. These corporations have done it to the mom and pop store. I don't have all the answers how to fix and protect mom and pop. I don't. All I can say is maybe they should make new rules and regulations where a company can't grow beyond a certain size. I don't know. Maybe that's the only way to protect mom and pop anymore. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. River City. Silver Limey in the house. Caesar Ugaz. Physical gold or ETF? Are you asking which you should stack or invest in? I don't understand what you're asking. Corey Oaks, keep the rants coming. You only speak the truth. I'm trying to speak the truth. I just don't think people really understand the mechanics, the true mechanics of doing business. These politicians, they get up on stage, vote for me, and I'm going to raise the corporate tax rate. And they know what they're doing. What they're saying in secret is, I'm going to raise your taxes, even though I promised not to. I just got a diabolical plan how to do it without you knowing it. You stupid sheep suckers. I'm going to raise your taxes. But you never hear any of these corporation bigwigs coming out and telling you the business model. No, they're in on the scam also. They're going to keep their mouths shut because, you know, they get a little kickback from the government also. They're in, you know, fascism. It's the merger of corporate and state, isn't it? Everybody's in on the little scheme to raise your taxes and get your money. Don't be fooled, people. Don't be fooled into increasing business regulation, increasing business taxes, because it all gets passed down to you. Businesses don't pay taxes. You do. They don't. I learned that in macroeconomics. Business does not pay taxes. I remember when going to high school, not even high school, actually, grade school, there was always that kid who brought a bunch of candy and bubble gum to school, and he would sell it to other students for a profit. Do you think when the price of the candies he bought at the store went up, you think he ate any of that? Ate meaning financially ate it? No, he passed down the cost to you, the customer. Even the little kid had enough sense in his freaking head on the business model. Why should a business pay taxes? Businesses shouldn't pay taxes. They build a store, a four-walled structure. They buy stuff, and at the time of purchase, they probably pay their share of the tax. After that, in my opinion, they're not responsible for any other taxes, in my opinion, because then you're doing the buying. It is your turn to pay for the taxes. Obviously, they do pay for the employee portion of the tax deductions and stuff. I'm not oblivious to that, mandated by government and whatnot. But I'm talking about businesses normally do not pay taxes. Any taxes that are levied upon a business are passed down to the customer. You're voting for your own tax increases, folks. My LSC got cleaned out of the most of the bullion silver. Slim pickings now, like a ghost town. Don't worry. I think what has occurred is the big bankers are buying up the silver right now. Because JP Morgan went long, they're foreseeing the price of silver increase. So what they're doing is, now that silver has gotten down to an all-time low, they are basically hoarding up all the silver because they foresee it going up, way up, folks. My advice to you is get your asses out and buy some silver. Do what the big boys are doing. They don't make financial mistakes. They don't. You and I do. They don't. We should be following what they're doing. If they're buying up gold and silver, you should be buying up gold and silver, folks. In addition to cryptos, Petter Smedstrand, will silver drop further? If it does, it's just it's just a few cents. It's not even worth trying to wait it out. Get your silver now. Real estate is a good investment, but only place where you're exposed to unlimited taxes. Yeah, anytime the city or the local government needs a little more money, we'll just go around the neighborhood and increase real estate taxes. That's all. Silver Limey in the house. Veteran stacker. I've been taking advantage of the lower price of silver. Have you? Absolutely. I wish I can afford more, though. I really do. I got out of the hospital about 3 or 4 weeks ago. The medical bills are rolling in. I've been unable to invest in any silver or any cryptos for a little while now. So you got to take the punches you got to take the good with the bad, though. But don't worry, I'll definitely make it up when I can. I don't care if I got to work overtime. I'm going to do it one way or the other. Adrian Branham, hello. David Wayne Wright, welcome from Tucson, headed to El Pueblo in a few minutes. El Pueblo coin. David, can you tell them that overtaxed taxpayer said hello? They know me there. There's a young kid there also who works there. He told me to get on his YouTube channel, and I can't even find his YouTube channel. I think he meant to say Twitter account, but just tell them hello, and they're good guys there. Who knows? They might even give you a better deal now that we're doing them a shout out, right? Negotiator, bye. 0.999. Sergeant Silver in the house. So what did you guys think? Am I making any sense about the business model? Minimum wage, increasing businesses' taxes. Did I make any sense about anonymous sources in the news earlier in this video? I'm hoping I am, and by no means am I trying to talk down to people. Absolutely not. I am just really trying to work my ass off and sharing some freaking knowledge, because I just don't think people are aware. We're so trained and we're so taught to hate somebody who's doing better than us, and I don't. And that jealousy goes so deep where we'll do anything to knock them off their podium, and that's including raising their taxes. So I don't know. Thank you, John Sinimi. I appreciate it. Delta Rosca in the house. Coins and bars are both good. I agree. Thank you, Sergeant Silver. He agrees with me. If people aren't awake by now, let them sleep. But unfortunately, man, there's so many of them, and we are winning. But We're not winning as fast as I would like. And that's because there's too many stupid people out there. And I just wish they would wake up at a faster pace. Maybe it would make it easier for us to win our country back, our world back, our governments, because other countries are going through the same thing that we are. It's just our news media outlets are not letting us hear the news. It is censored. People in the UK are screaming about what is going on over there. People all over the world, Sweden, everywhere, they're unhappy what's going on with the political scheme of things. Rain Marts, I don't know anything about whole life insurance. I'm sorry, but I don't. I've seen that you've asked that question a half a dozen times. I wish I can give you an answer. But my motto is, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. I loosen up that motto when it comes to cryptocurrency because I'm going to give cryptocurrency a try. But on the whole, paper investments are just paper investments. Catfish, just watch Secret of Oz. Great info. I had no idea. We need to go back to the greenback. I told you about the greenback. Abraham Lincoln wasn't just assassinated for no reason. He was assassinated because he needed to fund the war, and he did not use the international bankers' money. He did not borrow money. He was assassinated because he started printing his own money. It was called greenbacks. Shortly after that, he was assassinated by a crazy lone gunman. You know, I'm not crazy about the company of Yeti because of their political stance. This mug was given to me, though. And I have to say, this mug will keep a drink cold all day long. I am amazed at the technology of this freaking mug. Thank you, Jared Williams. I will consider that. Colt Lee, greenbacks were not backed by gold or silver, though. It's irrelevant. Greenbacks were outside of the bankers, the approved elites system. Okay? That's what's important. Chance S, I agree with you. Sir, you helped finish waking me up and start stacking. I watched The Secret of Oz from your info. Very eye-opening show. I tell people in many of my videos here on YouTube, watch The Secret of Oz, not The Wizard of Oz. If you want to know why we're stacking, why this is important, you new silver stackers out there, even if you're an old silver stacker, you really want to know about this and gold? You want to know how you're getting screwed? Watch The Secret of Oz here on YouTube. I'm going to warn you, though, the first half is extremely boring, but it is the most important part because then you'll understand the second half, the very scary part. First half is like being in a college course, a real economic course, not the shit they teach you in school about economics. Muscle through that hour and 45 minutes and go watch The Secret of Oz. You will freaking come out changed. I mean, mentally, you'll be superior to freaking everybody who's asleep at the wheel. The secret of Oz, folks, okay? Put on my old man glasses. Yeah, I woke up, I looked in the mirror. I said, you're looking kind of ugly. I got out the freaking hair clippers, you know, my number 2 and number 3 attachments and the number 6 attachments. I did pretty good. It's a free haircut. I did pretty good. I ain't no freaking model or anything, but hey, I look presentable to go to work now, right? And in this summer, it gets 105 degrees here, 110 degrees here in Tucson. Having short hair is nice. It really is. Good morning, sir. Love your videos. Petro Rizzo. What's up? Talking Bullion. We're talking about anything you want to talk about, sir. But I've been on a rant about the news media outlets and their anonymous bullshit sources. They're stories that are just completely fabricated from air, and then they just attach an author by the name of anonymous source to imply truthfulness. I went on about minimum wage. I went on about raising taxes on corporations and that we should not do that. I've been on a rant for now 56 minutes and 25 seconds. We'll push the unitary executive theory. I don't know what that is. I apologize. I will do some research on that. There is no topic, Alejandro. There is never a topic on my videos. I like to move around. I like to do my first 5 minutes. You were here. You know the topic. The topic was news media outlets, minimum wage, taxes, and then my format is normally switching to you. I guess Alejandro's mad at me because I'm all over the place. The topic is switching to you. I'm pointing at the text window here. And everybody has a question, which leads me off into different directions, different topics. But it's my way of conversing with you and getting to know you and answering your questions. I apologize if this format is a little bit confusing. What is anonymous article was a shocker. Why would they release an article not named by anyone? Well, what's more important than that? Op-ed. Listen for that term. A Washington Post released an op-ed, or this newspaper released an op-ed. You know what op-ed is? Opinion editorial. Opinion, and it's an editorial. That means somebody wrote something based on opinion. Why would you need an anonymous source to write an op-ed? Why would somebody claim to be anonymous? Why would somebody be afraid to expose or be known for an opinion? Unless it was completely bullshit and they didn't want to be questioned about that opinion. They didn't want to have to face ridicule. That is why they wanted to become anonymous. You say the sky is falling? The sky is falling. I want to remain anonymous. Why do you want to remain anonymous? Well, the truth of the matter is I don't want the people who know what the hell they're talking about to come question me about the sky is falling. I have nothing to back it up. The sky has not moved. The sun has not moved. Nothing's moved. It's just an opinion editorial. But I don't want to be questioned and proven to be an idiot and proven that the agenda is based on bullshit. So I want to have my article say anonymous source. Bitcoin Bo, thank you for being in the house. Didn't you know you were live, or I wouldn't have texted? Oh, that's okay. I heard the bell going off. Ding, ding. I was about ready to get the Sig Sauer out, 40 caliber, and just freaking bam, right in the house. That's cool. Thank you so much for your $2 super chat. I really appreciate it. Boy, 0223. Hi, Netherlands. Someone's 2 cents. That's all it is, EK. It's someone's 2 cents, but by placing that badge, anonymous source, people think, oh, this is official. This is the truth. It's official. Somebody can get fired for it. It's official. And all it is a flippin' op-ed, opinion editorial. Opinion. What is an opinion? Let's do some critical thinking here, folks. What is an opinion? It is not based on anything but an opinion. Lucy McMuffin, I am white South African, and last week I converted my 6-month emergency fund into 12-kilogram bars and the rest American Eagles. 500 ounces, I'm sleeping much better. I own real money. Lucy Muffin, congratulations. You're doing a good job. You got my respect. Yukon Cornelius, an anonymous source from the New York Towers, that Dutch. So I understand it. It doesn't matter what kind of coin you buy, like a maple or Philharmonic. Normally not. I mean, it just depends also what kind of stacker are you? Are you a numismatic collector? Are you a collector? Or are you just trying to get some silver in your hands? If that's the case, if you're just trying to get silver in your possession, then anything will work. Anything. Get it. But get it at its cheapest price possible if you're just trying to obtain silver. There's no need to go out and buy Silver Eagles proof Silver Eagles if you're just trying to obtain silver. Why get proof of anything unless you are a collector? I'm not a collector. I'm going to take silver in any flipping form I can. I am not going to go out and buy proof Silver Eagles for 3 times the money. Just get some silver and get what is most recognizable in the event that you need to sell it in the future. The person who's going to buy it has no doubts that it's real. And that's why I say you get something that is recognizable within your country. I don't know what country you're in. Get some bars also. But see, everybody knows what APMEX is. I'm trying to move it around so the camera will focus. So don't worry about proof this and proof that and the year of the silver. And no, just get it. Negotiator, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Really appreciate it. Happy Angel in the house. Jim Mathers, boy, the scroll bar is going by really fast now. Hard to keep up. But yes, get silver. It's at an all-time low right now. Mostly rants. I guess you have to be Mickey. I only have 100 ounces silver. 100 ounces silver is more money than most people have in their savings account. Honest to God. You should be proud of yourself for just having 100 ounces. Don't knock yourself, Carlos, okay? You're doing good. Every day that you can, buy 1 more ounce. So tomorrow you'll have 101 ounces. And hopefully in a year you'll have whatever you have. And I always say this to people, man. Don't worry about how little you have. Just keep working on getting 1 or 2 more. And eventually that 1 or 2 more will add up. Just know that even if you have freaking 10 ounces of silver, it's more money than most people have in their savings account. Honest to God. Happy Angel, yes, for me, just trying to get silver for now. Absolutely. My friend just bought 2 tubes of Canadian maples. I love Canadian maples. You know what else I like about Canadian maples is that there's so many different variations of them. I like that. My primary portion of my stack, I would have to say, is like 90% Silver Eagles. I'd have to say 8% Maple Leaves, and the rest are little bars like that in various rounds that people send me. Catfish in the house, buying silver for the weight. Heck yeah, I'll be there. What time, Silver Badger? Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Is $16.5 per ounce for a Canadian maple leaf a good price right now? So is that with or without the premium? If it's without the premium, I think it's an excellent price. But even at $16, I think is a fair price to buy a maple leaf. Absolutely. That's right. Thank you, Silver Stacking 999 Squad, the 999 Squad. If new to silver and in the United States, take advantage of a starter pack from JM Bullion. 10 ounces at spot. Pre-game. Hello. Thank you so much for joining in. Dice Z LOL. Sweden, but I still buy maple leaves. It's a very recognizable coin. In the day that comes, you need to sell it. Buffalo rounds are also recognizable. Thank you, Negotiator, for mentioning that. Silver Stranger in the house. I want to ask him why he does that. Silver / Stranger. Why the slash? Why couldn't he just name himself Silver Stranger? Not that I got a problem with that. I'm just curious. Some of the names I sometimes think of, just questions. I finally convinced my dad to diversify. He bought 50 ounces. Oh, what happened? I just lost it. 50 ounces of silver and give up 4 lattes for another silver coin. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Reality Dog, savings accounts suck. Don't give your crooks your money. Blue Chicago, listen to Dr. Paul Craig Roberts and learn how close we are to war with Russia. How close we are to war with Russia. They have 6,000 nukes. I don't think we're as close to war with Russia than the news media outlets would like you to believe. I also don't think Russia is the big demon that they would like you to believe. Are they perfect? No, but neither am I. Dutch LN is in the house. 1976 scoop, and then the window just disappeared again. Damn it. I hate freaking Google Chrome. I just bought my first 25 Britannias, gave one to my teenage son to see if I could spark interest. We will see. Johnny Boy Crypto in the house. Stash may mean it's an / may mean it's an artificial intelligence spying on you. Okay, it's veteran stacker. I give my kids silver for allowance. I hope your kids save it. Jim Mathers. What's more common in America, fake news or fake boobs? I tell you what, though, I can tell you what's more appreciated in America. Bro, you read that wrong. I wrote mostly rants. I guess you have to be Mikey. I only have 100 ounces silver to get a reply. Oh, I got you. I apologize, Carlos. No disrespect intended. Steve Brown, once you get a bunch of maples and eagles, then focus on recognizable 10-ounce bars. Okay, yeah. Todd Hendricks, buy bars per ounce cheaper, stick on stack program of 100 ounces of bars per month. It's a pretty aggressive goal, depending on somebody's pay. Blue Man, Chicago, Russia isn't a demon. They would be our ally. And MSN isn't talking about this. Independent journalists are. Russia isn't a demon. They should be our ally. Oh, I see. He's saying that He thought it would be easier to read instead of Silver Stranger. Well, you could have done this, Silver space Stranger, or you could have done Silver Stranger, one word, but both S is capitalized, so they stand out. You can still change your name, by the way. You're allowed to do that, I think, once or twice a year on YouTube without screwing up your channel. Math, not that I'm telling you got to, but play with the word a little bit. Yankee Stacking, $1.99. Thank you so much. Height 5K and training teens are 22 on the range. Height 5K empty. Height 5K in the mountains and train kids on 22. I don't know what the MT stands for, but that's awesome that you're training kids with 22. I'm serious. Back when I was in school, in the early 70s and whatnot, you used to have a rifle range and you used to have training, a swim pool at every school in New York. Every school had a swim pool. Not no more, I guess. They might bruise themselves. They might get hurt getting in and out of the pool. They might drop a 22 caliber bullet on their toes. And if I had a boy, that boy would be in every freaking karate school, every freaking boxing school that I could get him in. Obviously, I wouldn't pressure him. That boy would be shooting with me on the range. That boy would be hiking with me. That boy would be camping with me. That boy would be fishing with me. And that boy would have his first drink with me. That boy would be a man when he grew up. Yankee Stacking, mountain, 5K in the mountains. That's actually pretty good. A lot of people don't realize it because you have an aggressive altitude increase as you hike through the mountains. Very good for the heart. Market close, that's why price is same. I know those mountains, it's a cool achievement. Still SC feelings on the mass shootings. I'll tell you what I think. And the news media outlets won't question this. I would like medical records of every shooter out there. The mass shootings, all the school shootings. I would like toxicology done, and I would like past psychological, medical. I basically want to know, were they all on some kind of psychotropic drugs? I'm willing to bet there is a common denominator. We all know they're mental cases. That's irrelevant. But was it the pharmaceutical industry's fault due to their psychotropic drugs is what I want to know. And yes, there is something very fishy in addition to the Sandy Hook shooting. Well, I don't want to get into that as I can get banned. If you guys never tried it, if you got some very fine coffee beans that you grind yourself, I'm talking espresso or Turkish grind. That's extremely close to powder. Consider adding it to your chocolate milkshakes or your protein shakes. That's actually a chocolate foam right there. I use real cacao and it creates a chocolate foam, but I add a little bit of real coffee bean grind, coffee beans to it. But you got to make sure it's extremely fine so there's no thick grit or anything like that. Really good and freaking gives you a little pump. It gives you a little energy. Happy Angel in the house. Something about boobs growing. Okay. Got my interest. Mr. Internet. Thirsty, Those kids love rifle and pistol shooting. Phenomenal time. Learn responsibility. Firearm usage. Awesome. Trump to 2020 long term. Thoughtbot. I am bipolar and haven't been on meds since I was 17. I am 25 now. I smoke weed for my symptoms. It works way better than any pill, but I can't get it medically for my mental disorder. You know, it's funny though. You come here and there's a bunch of freaking pot stores here. I'm not kidding. Here in Tucson, a bunch of pot dispensary stores. They're like freaking Circle K's. You see kids, healthy kids going in and out of them all the time. They're getting on it. They're getting their prescriptions. It's funny who they're handing these prescriptions out to. These people are obviously have no problem mentally, yet they're getting their prescription. Walter Coleman, thank you so much for being in the house. For the long run or until it hits, I don't know what you're asking. Maybe next time, Happy Angel. A negotiator, I would like to do the same thing to politicians, make him pee in a bottle and medical records. So I don't care somebody, as far as these shootings, I think all in all, many people have freaking mental issues. I mean, we're all mentally screwed up. It's just, can we control our impulses and all that crap? And for those who can't, they go see a psychologist or whatnot. And then they're on these freaking psychotropic drugs. And is that what's going on here? I mean, is that what's going on? The Colorado shooter who walked in that theater. You look at that guy. He looks like he's flipping doped up. How much fiat should we stack? So that is, you are your own variable. I would definitely stack some cash in your safe, not in the bank. It all depends what you think would be a good emergency fund. Keep enough money in the bank to pay about 2 months worth of bills, and that's it. Pull it all out. Keep the remainder of your cash in your house in a safe. Do not brag about it. I don't know, a few grand might not hurt. Car transmission goes down or whatever can go wrong. Banks get closed for some kind of national emergency. Shout out from Illinois, Mr. Glock 23. Thank you so much for being in the house. You need your red coffee mug. You don't look at stuff with another one. I can rectify that. This one's filled with water. How you like that, guys? Damn, I love this freaking mug. I love this mug. And it's texturized, meaning these images stick out of the mug. For those new people that are in the room, mug love. It's got my Berkey water in it. I'm in the house. Please smash that like button. You heard what Levi C says. Smash that like button, folks. You know, I got 124 people in this chat room right now and only 73 likes. Click one of the two icons, would you? It's not like I'm asking for $1 million. I really would appreciate it one way or the other. Thank you so much. Mug of Truth. Heidi ho, neighborino, Bob Wolf, Levi C in the house, ST Jensen, keep some US dollar in the safe. Yeah. Anyway, it's a nice day here in Tucson, Arizona. It's about 100 right now, 105 degrees. Mr. Olfang, I've not so much as read the book, but I watched the YouTube video. You can actually watch the YouTube video, Confession of an Economic Hitman. So people need to actually watch that YouTube video also. I've recommended The Secret of Oz for your homework, but also watch the Confession of an Economic Hitman on YouTube. Very exciting video, very educational video of how our government takes over other countries' governments and deploys shills who then vote for loans, forcing the people into poverty and whatnot. Thank you, Mr. Olfang. I hope I said that right. Sergeant Silver, that sounds perverted. He tickled my like button. Awesome. Thank you so much. Levi C. Women, assets or liabilities? I don't consider a woman a liability. I think definitely an asset. Limited knowledge. I bet another overtaxed taxpayer has a full silver self-made costume and shield and sword. I do not. I do not. So, oh my God. So Silver Stranger, I don't know if I thanked you for the $2 super chat, but if I haven't, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Not yet. God, that's killing me too. Every time somebody asks that, it's killing me. It is downright killing me. You need to have enough cash saved in the house to get you out of jail. Catfish. Can you show us that beautiful beast again? Absolutely. I'd be more than happy to. So let's hope this damn camera can focus. I'm going to try to raise it. This is the dragon. You can barely make it out. Maybe pulling it back will help. And on the flip side is the queen. It's a 2-ounce coin. And there's the queen. The dragon. Notice the shield underneath the dragon. And here's another one. This is a unicorn, the horse, with another shield. Let me get my freaking face out of there. Maybe it'll focus better. 2-ounce coin and the queen. Feels good in the hand. 2 of them just feels really good. I gotta thank Delone Voice for those 2 though. He just blew our minds. I wasn't expecting it. He sent it to our P.O. box. My wife opened it and just was just completely stunned by the generosity of that person. I am sick of seeing the queen on a lot of these coins. Can we get someone else? You know what? Speaking of that, I saw a picture of a Trump coin on All Places television last night. I might buy it. Trump has a silver coin out. I think it's on AppMex. I might get it. I got the 10-ounce. Very nice. I wish I had a 10-ounce coin. That would be freaking. I'd be high on that. I mean, I would be freaking high. Steve Brown, the dragon bitch, and a lizard unicorn. Nice coins. I got what you're saying. Thank you, negotiator. You have a great day. Troy Ounce, a leaguer breed for its skills and magic. Books on medical and wild food. Best book book, The Lost Ways. I have redundant books sealed. Buy American Eagles. Roddy Weiler picked up some 2-ounce beasts from Monument Metals for $2 per coin, cheaper than bullion. I'll have to check out. I need to check out Monument and Provident. Ernesto Chapero, Fine Mint. Test. Hello. Well, folks, it's been a while. Going on what, an hour and a half now. I'm gonna just do one shameless plug. I do one every time. In my video's description, and I need to warn you about this video, by the way, before you guys leave. But in all my videos descriptions, there's about 4 or 5 options to support this channel. Go check them out. If you're able to support the channel, that's awesome. In addition, I don't know if you noticed the title of this video before you came into the chat room. It's called Fake News. YouTube's algorithms, which is based off of Google's algorithms, they're both basically the same company. They're going to ban this video. So I'm not going to let this video post. As you know, live chats, after the live chat ends, the video then posts. I'm just going to delete this before it actually posts. That way I don't get a strike against my account. The reason why it's called Fake News, because if you haven't watched it, and I probably will let the video post, but only keep it up for maybe an hour. So that way you can go see my rant in the beginning of this video about the news media outlets. I'll wait about an hour and then I'll delete the video because YouTube, they don't want the real news coming out, and they will ban this video and they will give me a strike against my account. Once they give me that very first strike, my days are numbered here on YouTube, and I don't want it to get to that way. So I don't want it to get to that stage where they're constantly got their freaking eyeballs on me. So again, I'll let the video post. I'll leave it up for about a half an hour. Go listen to the rant about fake news. And then I talk about government forcing, mandating minimum wage increases. Go check that out. It's just the first 10-15 minutes of the video. And then I'm going to delete it. I just don't want any kind of negative attention drawn to me. In addition, I've already said it, check out the options of supporting this channel. I really would appreciate it. There's a P.O. box if you want to send me letters or whatnot. There's a couple of cryptocurrency wallets if you want to support and whatnot. But let me talk to a couple more people who are just joining, just changed the name of the video. I could, but then I think that's, I don't know. I want people to know there's fake news out there. And by me changing the news, changing the title, I don't know. I might do that. I might take your advice. It's a catch-22. I can change the title to How to Grow Roses, and then nobody's going to actually, when they do a search on fake news, they're not going to see the video on how to grow roses. You know what I mean? So I can change the title, but it's not going to, what is it going to accomplish? No one will go see it then. But leaving it as fake news, people are attracted to it. And those are the people I want to reach out and touch. JT Jensen in the house, thank you so much. King of Tech, you got more than enough money. I don't understand what you mean by that. But thank you very much if you think I do. I don't know what that has to do with the conversation. You envious of us silver stackers, King of Tech? Is that what you mean? I got too much? Yankee stacking, catfish fry, Dutch, Chance S, alternative media for a title. Alternate media will get me definitely banned. They don't want no competition. You can't name your video. It's very difficult owning a YouTube channel. You're constantly walking a very fine line on what you want to tell the people the video is about versus what the elite, the Illuminati are keeping an eye out for. You know, the all-seeing eye. You know, what is that? That Hobbit movie or whatever, with that all CNI constantly watching out for us. So I'm constantly battling what I can name my videos, and I want to name them as truthful as possible. But if I name my videos as truthful as possible, my channel would have been taken down a long time ago. So this fine line. So King Tet, King of Tet, I'm going to call you out. You just accused me of begging for money. I don't know where I begged for money. I've been on this YouTube channel for an hour and 30 minutes and I have not begged for money. Appreciate your feedback, though. So what? He's given content. Why not get something in return for it? Thank you so much, trolls. I don't. Yeah, I don't even want to give that guy any more attention. I actually just blocked him because he actually in another video said something very, to the best of my recollection, he said something very, very derogatory in another video of mine. And I just don't need to see the profanity or whatnot. No, he finds absolutely no value to any of my news. He finds no value to giving advice about people stacking this. He gives no value to me bitching and warning people about the fake news or how taxes are coming out of my paycheck, your paycheck. He gives no value to how the government is using the banking system against us. No value at all. He only sees what he wants to see. D's nuts. I don't know why. Every time I see that name, D's nuts, I start cracking up. I do. I just start laughing. I'm just a freaking child at heart. As far as a sense of humor, I'm a freaking child. The stupidest things make me giggle. You know, I love watching like the old Beavis and Butthead and South Park. I mean, I'm not addicted to those. I don't run to the television every time they're on. I don't have to see all of them. But every now and then I'll catch a glimpse of, let's say, Beavis and Butthead or South Park, and it just freaking makes me laugh. No, don't worry about John Sinimi. I don't mind cussing as long as it's in a good context. I mean, what's a good context for cussing? But as long as you're not assaulting somebody with profanity, I don't mind. I cuss a lot. I do, but I don't utilize it to, I don't weaponize it to insult somebody. If you listen to the context in which I cuss, it is not meant in a, I don't use it to assault people, I guess is the best way I can. I don't degrade people, you know, with it. I used to say, "These nuts in your face. You've been bagged, wiped, the span change." I don't know what you're saying. I laughed and blushed a lot worse than kids. Trailer Park Boys, love that show. I'll have to check it out. I heard that before. I read the piece that banksters are warning for the next financial crisis, so keep buying, people. Again, I want to remind people, but this video is coming to an end, but I want to remind people to go check the Road to Ruta website. YouTube page. They're forecasting silver to go up to $1,000, and they're backing it up with a little bit of proof. For one, Chase Bank has actually gone long on their silver, and when Chase goes long on silver, you can rest assured silver is going up. So it won't be long before the price of our silver goes up. And who knows, we all might be millionaires back, then. Rat Finder in the house. Hello, sir. Blast off bat. Hey, young man, did you know they are also removing copper pennies? I did not know that, but I wouldn't doubt it. Anything that's worth anything, the peasants, you and me, we shouldn't have. Just give them crumbs, stack in, even if it's one lousy ounce at a time. Don't try to accumulate silver. Let me just change my position here. Don't try to accumulate silver and gauge yourself by what others are doing. They are totally a different variable than you. They might have 2 incomes in that family, 3 incomes. They might not have as many financial responsibilities as you. Do not gauge yourself and critique yourself by what others are doing. Do not judge yourself by what others are able to financially do. Don't worry about it. Just get what you can get at your own pace. Okay, guy? 30 ounces of silver is a lot more than 99.9999% of the human population has. Okay? Sir Philip in the house went to local shop and got some Mercury dimes today. That's awesome. I like Mercury dimes. Also, if you have loans, investing in silver isn't smart. I think you should pay off your loans first. However, if you're able to pay your loans off and at the same time invest in silver, there's nothing wrong with that. Having a hard time convincing a girlfriend to help with stacking. How do you convince your girlfriend to get on board? Okay, I want to address that. I'm going to read the question again. This is a very important question, and I made a video about it. Hard time convincing girlfriend or wife to help with stacking or prepping, because a lot of women out there have a hard time stacking, allocating money towards stacking and prepping. How did you convince your girlfriend to get on board? Well, for one thing, you don't lie to your girlfriend or your spouse, because they're smart. They'll always find out. I'm pulling a silver. I'm pulling one of the eagles out. They'll find out, and once they find out that you're hiding it from them, you will lose all credibility, and you will never win that credibility again. What I did is I took out a $20 bill. It took a while. It didn't take one conversation. It actually took months and months of convincing. But the main tool should be, let's say, a $20 bill or a $100 bill. You take out a $20 bill and say, baby, I'm just taking this $20 bill and I'm in a way, I'm just exchanging it for, let's say, 2 10s. And they look at you. What do you mean? Or, all right, I'm taking this $20 bill and I'm exchanging it for $21 bills. And they look at you. What do you mean? I'm just changing denominations, is what I told my wife. On the back, take a look at your silver eagles, folks. It says $1. I told them I am not taking our money and throwing it away on a hobby. I'm just changing denominations. I just took $40 and just changed it for a couple of these. It's different. It's money, but it's in a different form. We can always, I explained, in desperation or emergency, go to our local coin shop and exchange this back for money. The money is still with us, I explained to my wife. It wasn't blown on, let's say, stereo equipment. We still have it. It's just in a different form, is what I explained. And as far as convincing your girlfriend or spouse for prepping, It's pretty much the same thing. Explain that it's just a pantry that we have. It's a big pantry. Explain, our economic, problems that we're having, and it's wise to have food. Show them the emergencies around the world and people fighting for the last scrap of food on the food shelves. Explain to them why you're going out and buying extra food and why it's wise to do so. Explain to them why you need a gun. But I'm going to warn you, and guys are guilty of this. They'll get their wives on board with prepping, and then they'll buy all kinds of fancy, expensive guns and this and that, and that's where you lose them. And I personally don't blame women. Having permission to prep, having the approval to prep from your wife or your spouse does not give you the right to go out and blow a bunch of money that could be allocated towards debts on very expensive, elaborate sniper rifles and all this bullshit. It's not an excuse to go and blow money on all these extravagant tools so you can look cool, so you can look like a soldier. No, go out and you get yourself an average shotgun. Go out and get yourself an average handgun. Go out and get yourself an average hunting rifle. I'm all for that. But when you're going out and spending $5,000 on a rifle you'll never use other than freaking going to a range, you lost their credibility, and you deserve to have lost their credibility. So once you get their approval, do it financially responsible. Get what you truly need. And you do need guns and whatnot. But you don't need to. I mean, obviously, if you're a millionaire and you can afford a $5,000-$10,000 rifle, fine. You're not causing any harm. But if you're like you and I, we got financial responsibilities. We don't make a large amount of money. You start squandering the money away in the disguise of prepping. Oh, but baby, we need it for prepping. Bullshit. So do it carefully. Do it responsibly. And don't lose your girlfriend's or spouse's respect. Don't lose their credibility. Do it wisely, and you'll always have them as a good partner. Okay? And talk to them before you buy something expensive. They might come back. There's times my wife will look at me and say, and she'll talk some reason into me. Honestly, because I'm guilty of wanting fancy, cool stuff also. I'm a guy. I'm a child at heart. But sometimes it's good to talk to your wife. They'll kind of talk some sense into you, and you're like, you know what? You're right. I don't need it. So I need to thank somebody. Troy Ounce. I apologize. I was on a rant about losing credibility with the spouse. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I will post a link, but it's not Ruto. I think it's Ruta with a W. Just type in Bix, B-I-X, Weir, W-I-E-R. Again, I'll post a link, but I can't do so. Well, maybe I can. Hold on a second. I'll look it up real quick. Let's see if I can find it. Well, I can't even spell the word road. Road to. Weir. I don't know how to spell his name. Okay, Road to Ruta, actually. R-O-O-T-A. In his video there. To build a business. Hold on a second. In his video, he actually lays out and produces a government document that forecast silver going to $1,000. Hold on a second. Cut. Good morning. And paste back on this screen. Here's your link. Again, thank you for that $2 super chat. Go check out his, I think it's his very last video or two. Am I saying the guy is 100% right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he had some good points that I could not ignore. And he lays out why the banks actually want silver to go to $1,000. And frankly, if the banks want something, they get what they want. If they want silver prices to be held down, they will get it. How do you think it's been held down for so long? If they want to release silver prices, they will release it. Yeah, I might be spelling Bix Weir incorrectly, but the link again is, there's the link again. So yeah, he's part of, that inner circle of JSNIP4 Realist News and Bitcoin Ben. So I kind of like that whole circle. I enjoy watching JSNIP4. He's got a phenomenal channel. I like watching, and I enjoy the personality of Bitcoin Ben. I learned a lot about cryptocurrencies from those two folks. Right. So there is a video, Sir Philip, HR 6790, Bill to End Taxation on Gold and Silver, put out by Truth Never Told. That would be cool if it passes. I don't think you can tax anybody on silver eagles because they're considered, well, I don't know. I'm going to withdraw that statement. Let's just go back and tell people to go watch the Truth Never Told video about that bill 6790. It's a bill to end taxation on gold and silver. Thank you so much. I appreciate it that you helped me out there, Sir Philip. Tony Vega in the house. Reality Dog. Maverick 88 shotguns are super cheap and very good for the money. Cheap Mossberg, basically. Yeah, Mossbergs are cool. People always ask me, which shotgun should I get? Mossbergs, Remingtons are all the same. I mean, they really are. I got a $300, $400 shotgun. It's a Remington 870. I wouldn't want to get hit with a $300 shotgun, nor would I want to get hit with a $1,200 or $12,000 Benelli. They kill the same. 49999 silver stack can't tax. See, they are legal currency. Well, you can tax $1, can't you? So that don't make sense either. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just need to do some research. I don't like to talk about things I don't know. I'll lose credibility with my other spouse. That's you guys. Night Fox, I heard tech companies have taken the silver short positions. Yes, but the bankers are who rules the roost, and they have taken the long positions. Okay? So we'll see who wins that battle. Rooster Cogburn, I have 14 words memorized. Crypto Dave, knowledge. I love your birds with glasses. Vote no. They are all old and the cops were being pretty gentle. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Crypto Dave, buy a 410 for your little babies. Anyway, folks, I'm going to take off. It's about 12:39. Again, take a look at my video descriptions. I'll leave this video up only for about an hour due to its content. I don't want to get YouTube. I don't want the all-seeing eye on me for too long. That was about the hearing of Kavanaugh, whose women against him. Oh my God. Yeah, that was all bullcrap. Yeah, they're pointing out his misbehavior during high school. Dude, That's desperate. You know, we're all freaking kids in high school, all of us. It's amazing. And you know what's amazing? God forbid you asked Obama about his college records. Oh, God forbid you're a racist. They want Kavanaugh's freaking high school records. That's not racism. No, that's okay. God forbid you ask Obama about his college records. You're freaking racist and everything in the book. Don't you like the hypocrisy? There's something very suspicious about Obama's past before he was president. I'm just saying, I don't want to get into it. You guys have a great day. Again, I hope you support this channel. Yeah, Obama went to school at a madrasa in another country. I'm just reading some of the last ones. Anyway, folks, you have a great day. I hope you have a great weekend. I might throw a steak on the grill tonight. I love, here in Arizona, by the way, we have a lot of mesquite trees. And you throw a piece of mesquite wood in the fire, and your steak comes out. Take care, folks.